My name is Harry Kosrianto from the Interfaith Study and Community Development Association in conjunction with Philadelphia Roundtable. So joining with me is a beautiful lady, and which I'm going to let her to introduce herself. So tell us about your name, what's non-profit that you're working on?
Well, my name's Queena Bass, and I ran for mayor of Philadelphia. I'm a civil rights activist. I became a civil rights activist 18 years ago after I lost my job at Jefferson Hospital. I was an administrative assistant, and they called it downsizing, and they got rid of my job, and so I knew it was racial discrimination. Fought my case all the way to the Supreme Court in Washington, D.C. There was no justice, so I decided to run for mayor of the city and expose the corruption and injustice in our city and in our country, and that's what I've been doing for the last 18 years.
Wow, the last 18 years?
The last 18 years.
So you say you've been facing racial discrimination caused by against the white supremacy?
Racial discrimination, as African-American.
Oh, okay.
African-American, I was the only African-American in my division.
That's what I thought. Well, discussed recently about the racial segregation. There's so much gross misconception about the color.
Right.
So the media constantly try to portray as if we are in the ideological warfare, war between white supremacy and the black race. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we constantly working on this subject too. So I'm really glad to meet you. So I guess we have something in common that we can discuss. So tell us more about your organization and what's your next goal?
Well, we're really the new civil rights movement. Back in the 60s, there was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and others who fought against injustice, against racial discrimination. But today, we really don't have leaders fighting the way Dr. King fought. So my brother, my late dad, and myself, we've been fighting racial discrimination and injustice for the last 18 years. And somebody has to stand up for what's right, and that's what we're trying to do.
So, as organization, do you collaborate? Do you work with other nonprofit and you black organization?
No, we're not a nonprofit. We're just very grassroots, and we do this as our own organization, the new civil rights movement.
Right. Yeah, I guess there are many other organizations, black organizations such as National Action Network. I don't know if you heard about it.
Well, Action Network, as far as and many other organizations as well, they don't help. That's why my brother and my dad, my late dad, and myself, we've been fighting, because if we could get the support from the Action Network, NAACP, etc., we wouldn't be out here 18 years. Believe me.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm really surprised to see whatever you express. So I guess there is something going on, right? That even there is a division among the black people. Is that what you say? They don't really
No, they're not working together. Like back in the 60s, we worked together more to fight injustice. Today, they're not working together.
Right.
And that's why we're having a hard time receiving justice.
Well, here's the thing. What do you think would be a good idea to bring about together, the idea of unity, even among black residents?
Well, I think if people believed in what my brother and my dad and I believed in fighting for what's right, standing up for what is right, and black, white, however, we all can work together. But so many people today are not standing up for what's right. They're letting corruption, injustice, racism continue, and that's why we have so many problems in our country and in our city.
Now, here's the thing. If anybody interested, try to get involved, try to be a partaker in this. So, how people can contact you? Do you have any email, like information or phone number?
Well, we have a website, and we also have, I'm on YouTube, so you can contact me both places.
Yeah,
and our phone number is 215
Okay, so right now, as you can see, we have some testimony. Beautiful lady just expressed his point of view and stuff. So hopefully, we can invite all people come together to sit down, discuss, on the table. So hopefully, by unite people together, we can make a big impact. In our society, we can make a big difference, make a better quality of life. So again, thank you for joining with us. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Is there anything you want to add?
Well, I just want to repeat and make sure I said my name is Queena Bass, Queena, and last name is Bass, Bass. And like I said, you can see me on YouTube, Voices of Reason.
Why you go? Okay.
And that's on YouTube, Voices of Reason. And our website is Philadelphia Civil Rights blog, blog spot, spot.com.
Oh, that's beautiful. So again, thank you for sharing. Okay, and hope to see you again next time.
Again, this is Harry Kosrianto speaking on behalf of Interfaith Study and Community Development Association in association with Philadelphia Roundtable. So I just want to give my thought, my view, and my opinion with regard to the lady that I spoke with, Mrs. Queena Bass. So I guess we are living in a world where the world being controlled, being dominated by the global network, by the global conspiracy. This global network or global conspiracy in the Christian tradition known as the Antichrist, the spirit of Antichrist, or in Islam known as the Ad-Dajjal. So part of this global network or global conspiracy is the mass media. So the mass media being owned, being controlled and run by the global network and global conspiracy. So the mass media is not just reporting the news, but they themselves made up the news. They made up the news in a way that suit their own self-interest. The mass media, they made up the news in a way that's gaining a profit for the material gain. So, in other words, the mass media, they're not really concerned about helping people and helping the citizen. The mass media are not really concerned about fighting for injustices. The mass media are not really concerned about defending the human right, the equality, and helping the individual, the minority who being oppressed. And this is the reason why we have people in our communities, especially in the African American community, they lost their right being taken away. They lost their family, they lost their sons. There are many people who have a case, their right being taken away. They face injustices, and they seem to be powerless. They didn't get some help. They cannot fight back and demanding justice against the corrupted system in the society. Again, one of the agenda and the strategy of the global network and the global conspiracy is to divide and to conquer. And this is what they have done. This is the reason why we have so much division in any community. We have division among the black people, we have division among the Muslim, even division among the Christian. And this is the reason why among the black community, the lack of unity, the lack of the leadership, as the lady Queena Bass just said. So when it's come to the politics and engaging in the political arena, something always being monitored, being controlled and being set up, by the global conspiracy, global network. A person is not just simply enough to be decent, to be honest, to be sincere, to work for the community. In fact, it's quite tricky when your ideological and political view is not correspond with the view and the agenda of the global conspiracy. Then most likely you will not be elected. So again, it is all about money, about money making, about gaining a profit and material gain. Most people are willing to trade, to sell injustices, corruption, immorality, and unfairness for money and material gain. So this is the reason why we have so many corruption, many injustices, domestic violence. We have many substance abuse, discrimination, and racism, and people are just keep quiet. They don't want to speak up. I personally don't know how long will it take, how far she will be able to reach her goal. I guess it will be quite hard, but I personally, on behalf of Interfaith Study and Philadelphia Roundtable, I can help her to spread the word and raise the voice. So again, this is the condition of our society and our community, living in a time where we have many signs approaching the fulfillment for Armageddon, for the World War III, the war of chaos. We are living in a time where we see a sign, the fulfillment of the scriptural prophecy, the fulfillment of the sign of the last day. So again, it is my view, my thought, my perspective on behalf of Interfaith Study and Community Development Association in association with Philadelphia Roundtable. So hopefully everything that I share can be benefit to some of the audience. So again, thank you for tuning in, thank you for watching. Until next time.